What's up everyone, Alex here and welcome to my little corner of the internet. I didn't have a game plan for this video, it's just a kind of an update video just to let you know what's been going on just in the realm of things I do on the internet. I've been absolutely obsessed with archiving important information in the queer community, other places as well, but mostly the queer community. So that's kind of where I've been and what I've been focusing on. I went through every single one of the terms that I coined on the YB3 blog and other like very important information and creations and other things, and I put them on the archival website. I put them on archive.today only because the Wayback Machine, when I put links up there to archive, it doesn't maintain the images. I don't know how people are doing it. Like it'll show me like, hey, it's archived here, you can look at it, and then images are like broken. So like the banner for the blog's gone, the user, like the profile picture's gone, and if there's like a flag, a pride flag in the post or any like important images, it's not there. So I started using archive.today. I'm new to this kind of thing, so I have no idea what I'm doing. I also have that new blog that I put up mostly to help me with another thing that I'm working on. It's the database of Maverinities. It's a blog with every single Maverin coined term on, at least on Tumblr, and a bunch of like firsthand experiences from people who have like similar experiences, Mavericks, people with just a general Maverin identity or orientation. So I have that blog, and I, for the most part, out of like almost 200 terms or something, I archived every single identity term from that blog, minus 8 of them, because archive.today does not like when I try to give it like a non-custom Tumblr URL. So if it's like tumblr.com/username instead of username.tumblr.com, it like freaks out because it's because like the tumblr.com/username comes up like a pop-up window, and then it like scrolls infinitely, and it's like, oh, here are some like similar posts under this blog. And if there's a lot of like infinite scrolling on a page, it doesn't like to archive that properly. I wish it could just save, like, I know some sites can save like a screenshot of a post. I might have to go on the Wayback Machine and see if I can get it to like take like a snapshot of that. Even so, it's going to snapshot all the infinitely scrolling things underneath the post. So I don't know like how to navigate that. I had a lot of trouble trying to archive a handful of terms, but for the most part, a lot of really important stuff has been archived. I went on the Otherlings blog and I archived not just terms, but also specific like firsthand experiences of theirs, because I wanted to make sure that I backed up like just firsthand experiences of like, let me see. Sorry, I am actually going, oh, they already deleted. God damn it. I don't know that person's pronouns. I had said they, but I missed it too. Damn. Well, it's on the archive, I guess. Shoot. Alrighty. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what their what the main blog was. I could find it later. I just wanted to make sure I got the pronouns right, because I imagine it's probably listed on the main blog, but no, that person already left. I had archived a couple of key posts from that. So I had talked about Otherinity, and I talked about the Otherlings blog. That has been nuked to shit. I don't know where this person even went after moving from Tumblr, if that was the choice there, but okay. So the Otherlings blog is gone, but I had archived a lot of very important like text posts and musings and very in-depth conversations about specific types of Otherin identities and experiences. So thankfully I got that. I've been a lot of people are leaving Tumblr, and I'm a little worried because I kind of did the same thing where I had left my previous blog and a lot of stuff that didn't get archived went with it, which really sucks. And a lot of other people are sorry, I was distracted by my phone. My brain is like on hyperdrive right now, but there's so many people who are leaving like the neo label space, and a lot of terms are not backed up. They're not archived, and they just kind of get lost in the void. And the more that I talk about specific types of genders, I realize that there's so much that's missing or like kind of hard to find, because I'm not really good at archival. I'm not really good at like research based stuff. So if something can't be found in like 3 clicks from a gender wiki, then I don't know where to go to like find it. Like I do the tumblr.com/tagged and try to find terms that were tagged, terms that were coined on Tumblr. Sometimes people will just coin things like on Reddit or what's that? Amino is the other like random site, or sometimes DeviantArt, and I don't have accounts on these sites. I don't know how they work. So I don't have access to like that kind of stuff all the time. Or I don't think to look there, because I don't know, it gets really hard to like do this archival stuff, but like it's kind of a new recent interest of mine. And honestly, when it comes to my own stuff, if I could have like a physical archive of things that I've like worked on over the years online, I would love that so much. And I've kind of started doing that, but like printing things can get expensive if you're doing it all the time. I've been printing out my identity related essays, which I started putting on Substack. I haven't shared my new Substack because I don't know how to, I don't know how that works. But I want to post stuff like that on Substack, and I want to start using Tumblr as more of a blogging thing, like actual writing. And I want my writing to be printed and physically archived. So I did kind of start, I did sort of start doing that. I printed a couple, specifically essays, but there's like other things that I've also made that I want to print out and just kind of organize into folders. It might be helpful. I don't really have like a physical like community that I am in touch with. So like it's more like I'm printing like the reference articles from the YB3 Wiki, and like hopefully like somebody finds that to be useful, but otherwise I'm just kind of like hoarding like papers and stuff. But having a physical archive actually sounds kind of neat. Because like people have like an archive of like books, like queer media and stuff, but like essays and just informative type stuff I think would be really helpful. All of my essays so far have been archived on archive.today, and I managed to get, let me look at my folder. I have like a folder of archival work, my blogs and other blogs. Let me see. Next in line is going to be backing up all the gender buddies. That's going to be quite a feat. I'm also trying to back up certain like flags that I've created that are not like from coinings, like redesigns and other type things. The space themed multi-gender flags I'm hoping to back up. I backed up the whole tag that features them, but I want them individually backed up so I can get some like timestamps on those. Gender symbols, pronoun flags, which is going to take for fucking ever. This is all specific to the YB3 blog, not anything I've done previously on like other blogs, but most of that's backed up anyway. Just there's just so much. I've just been like obsessed with. I mean, this kind of started maybe a year ago, where I started printing my own essays out and like putting them into folders, because I just became obsessed with like saving things, and I was like, what if something happens to me, and then I don't leave anything behind because everything's just digital. So I started like trying to like make physical backups of things and backing up, like making duplicates online of everything that I work on, because I just got very paranoid that I was going to lose track of this. And now we're in a weird state of like Tumblr might implode on itself, and it's going to take a lot of very important information and discussion with it, and that really sucks. It's going to, like, a lot of internet history might go away. So I've been doing what I can to like preserve some sort of something, and I really don't know how helpful that is, because I'm also just kind of distant from a lot of people online. I haven't been blogging on the YB3 blog. I've been completely absent. I don't think I'm ever going to coin any posts. At least, like, I'm not coining posts just because there are like terms missing for certain experiences. If I really have to coin something for specific types of discussion, then maybe I'll do something like that, but I probably won't make like flags for it. I might still do like flag redesigns and certain like flag requests, like the combination flags I make. I'm going to my most recent post on YB3 to see, like, I have a post I put up talking about everything I've been recently working on. So archiving every single coined term on the blog. It was 16 pages worth of posts. All of the archive links are on their corresponding wiki page on the YB3 Wiki. All of my identity related essays are archived, and they are all up on Substack. Don't know what I'm doing with Substack, but maybe it'll be a money-making venture. I don't know. I don't know how any of that works, but being able to write and make money writing sounds really nice. I do like writing, especially about gender, especially about the complexities of gender, which seem to only stay in very niche spaces. Being able to put it out on Substack, where it's way more public, that sounds awesome. I backed up, like, back when I used to make graphics on my phone. I backed like that stuff up. I think I didn't have internet when I first moved to this place, so I was editing. It wasn't the internet. It was I didn't have access to a PC or something like that, or Photoshop. So I was editing stuff on an app called Polish that I use, and making graphics that way and posting them. Most Maverin terms from database of Maverinities have been archived, minus a handful. So I had talked about database of Maverinities being kind of the foundation for something else that I'm working on. I want to make a wiki of Maverin terms. I want everything related to being Maverin, including Maverick, to go on its own wiki. But I made the wiki and the homepage, and as of now, it's a little bare bones, because it's going to take me a really long time, and I don't know when I'll be able to get to it, and like actually make it a thing. Very few people are interested in this sort of thing. Like, once you get into really complex, really specific types of gender, it's really hard to find people talking about these things, and it's really hard to find people willing to pitch in. I mean, Database of Mavrinities, despite all the information on it, there are 16 followers, 20 followers maybe. So there's that. Yeah, I listed here that I archived the Otherlings terms, which, even though they're not around, some of their terms are on Database of Mavrinities, so I've been able to like save those. And then I started listing off things I want to archive next. So that is the gender symbols, pronoun flags, flag redesigns, and the space-themed multi-gender flags. Among other things, there's some blogging type stuff that I was doing on my main blog, talking about gender just in general, talking about specific questioning stuff. And I wanted to also back that kind of stuff up, because I think that that is important in the discussion of gender, just discussions of questioning and musings and other type things. So there's going to be that. Yeah, I don't know what else to do with this. I kind of finished archiving all my terms. You'll be able to see it on the YB3 Wiki, every single page for coined terms specifically on YB3. They all have archive links. So you'll be able to like see kind of a snapshot of when they were originally posted. Everything's like intact, which like feels great. Some days when I'm bored, I go on the wiki and I just keep hitting random page, and whatever pops up, I edit that page to make sure that all the information is correct and expanded into more than just like a one sentence definition, making sure that like I have like related terms linked underneath, and like redirects to other like similar gender concepts. I started winking. I started linking to the gender wiki whenever possible, because they seem to have some really good pages on certain types of genders. So if it's like, oh, this is a gender that's related to a pora gender, I might redirect to the gender wiki instead of a reference page, just so that people can see like what this term means and like how it relates to the like specific gender that I'm talking about. So linking things together, making it concise, making it helpful. So hopefully people looking up specific types of terms will come across my wiki. Like it's more than just people who follow me on Tumblr having access to this wiki. I want this to be accessible to everybody. Someday I would love to make a website, and it will function in the same way I wanted the YB3 Wiki to function. So not just the coin terms, but resources and just specific gender concepts explained, articles on specific types of gender concepts, blog posts would be included, or like essays and other writings. My portfolio would be included. My portfolio is just everything I've like worked on, collaborations, essays, the YouTube channel, Gender Buddies is on here, the zine, the blog, pretty much all of everything I've worked on that's like in some way related to identity. I would like that on a website someday. I don't know if I can put every one of my coined terms on a website all at once. I have a giant document with every single coined term in alphabetical order. My portfolio, where all of my like flags and other things, that's publicly available. And there's a document in here with every single term all in one place with all the definitions and the categories that go under, because it's supposed to be like you can hit Control F and find anything that you need to on that document. So it's there. It's 407 total terms. I think I have every single one here now, finally. And I update it with like the last date that I made an edit. And there's links to the wiki wherever possible. I think it's really helpful. So yeah, that also ties into the like making sure that I'm backing up everything possible. Don't know where else to start making posts, archives. The website sounds like a good idea, but I'm already kind of spreading myself a little thin. Just I have so much stuff that I'm working on, and I think I need to start separating hobbies from the gender-related stuff. I think a lot of my speculative biology crap that I post on Tumblr, it's fun, but at some point I'm gonna push that away from my like I'm gonna take the links out of my card and like not talk about them as much, because it's just not relevant to what I do. But I don't know what else to do. That's just everything I've been doing. I've been kind of self-conscious. I don't know the word for it, but like not feeling too confident about my place in the overall online queer community, especially on Tumblr. I think just way too much happened, and like I think I definitely acted incredibly irresponsibly when I was like coining terms, and a lot of people were like super interested in the work I do. I have seen like a drop off of interactivity. Like my YouTube channel gets plenty of interactivity, but on Tumblr it's definitely died off, and like I can understand why, but like I'm just trying to figure out how I can be as helpful as possible and contribute as much as I can based on my experience, the things that I know how to do. I think that would be like, it would be great if I could get that figured out. But there's a lack of confidence and a lack of motivation. So, I don't post as much. And when I do post, I get pretty obsessed over noticing the lack of response to things, or the lack of like interaction on posts. So I don't know. I'm in a very weird kind of space right now where like I just don't know what to do next. I don't know what my next big thing is, because the big thing was YB3, and that opened up all kinds of things that I could do. I was able to I was able to make the zine, and that was something that I was focusing on for a while. I didn't even post the zine for this month, and I didn't even put out an announcement saying, hey, the zine's not going up this month. I don't know if I'm on hiatus or if I'm just not going to post anymore, but the zine is great visually, and for it's a visual way to talk about gender, because it has things that I draw to sort of depict these concepts, to make it kind of like easily digestible. But I want to get more into the advanced stuff, and that requires being very wordy, and it doesn't work for the zine, especially the format that I've given it, where it's a 1x1 square of a page, and a lot of it is filled with like the introduction page, or the page with like all the credits at the end, and like artwork and resources. So the actual topic is typically only 3 pages long. That's how I've been doing it. It's at least 3 pages long, sometimes 4, and that's not enough space to talk about what I want to talk about. So I think actual blog posts and Substack posts, especially if I draw the things that I was drawing for YB3, as like a thumbnail or a banner for some of these posts, I think that would kind of look really cool. And I can incorporate that into a potential website if I ever make a website. And, you know, the banner could be something that I draw just to introduce the topic. I think that would be kind of cool, but I don't plan on expanding YB3 into anything else. Like, the website's just going to probably be under Stormy Talks or something similar. I don't think that YB3 needs anything else. I've got the YB3 zine, the YB3 wiki, the YB3 blog. For a while I had a Twitter, but I'm off of Twitter entirely. I'm on Blue Sky, and it's a personal Blue Sky account now. It ties in with my Instagram, where it's just a place to just post whatever, rather than like trying to showcase my work. I need more personal spaces to like post whatever the hell I want, unrelated to the things I work on. But yeah, I definitely spreading myself too thin, and I'm trying to figure out a way to condense everything, which I feel like I've been trying to do for the last 3 or 4 years, putting everything together and have fewer websites, but with more substance. That I think that would be very beneficial. If I could find a way to kind of slow down a little. I have so many side blogs where I'm working on all kinds of crap, and I don't think a lot of them even need to be linked in my cards. So I'm probably going to remove a lot of that. No more like the world building projects and stuff. I don't think people that's like, that's something to share on my Instagram and maybe my Blue Sky, where I just like, hey, I'm working on a thing. It's fun. I do it just for fun. Like, I don't know. But that's where I'm at right now. Just trying to find a direction. And I haven't quite found that yet. I don't know right now. But I did get all of that stuff done, where I archived all those terms, backed up as many things as I could. I've been keeping my own content backed up as much as possible. I mean, I have a whole 2 hard drives full of YouTube videos. I have every one of my like my pride flags backed up, all my writing, and just finding easier ways and more accessible ways to back that stuff up would be great, especially if it's stuff I want other people to have access to. That's what I mean by accessible. I want other people to have access to this, and I don't want to be part of the information that goes missing on the internet. As much as I like to isolate myself, I don't like to, but I do. I want to stay somewhat relevant in the conversation of gender and gender complexities. I think that would be good. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Just a rant about stuff going on in my life, and hopefully being helpful to the overall queer community. This month is going to be a weird one anyway, because, well, I say this month, May, because this video might go right up. It's going to be an odd like month in May, where like a lot of my videos are going to feel like they're just filler until Pride Month comes, because I have some actual plans for Pride Month. Right now I'm just trying to figure myself out. Hopefully make a living off of what I do. That would be fantastic. Making a living off of writing about queerness and talking about queerness. That's the whole point of Stormy Talks, is that I talk about these things. So I need to remember why I started in the first place. I think that's probably the best way to figure out myself and my place in this community. But that's it. I am signing off for now. See you later.